What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Purple and Gold podcast. Today we are here with a Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3-round mock draft. Now, before we get into this video, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and share your comments down below. It's always funny to see what everyone has to say. But without further ado, I'm going to quickly go over the needs that are currently on this team. So I think it's possible that at some point in this draft, we might take a running back. I'm not quite sure yet. We just have to see how the board falls. But I think Leonard Fournette is a great running back, and I think Giovanni Bernard is a great receiving back as a number 2. But because of the departure of Ronald Jones, I think it would be beneficial to get one more guy to rotate in there. Now, maybe some of you guys feel like Keyshawn Vaughn can do it. Personally, I'm not sold. But we'll just have to see how this draft falls. After that, I think the biggest need on this offensive side of the ball currently is right here at left guard. Aaron Stiney cannot be your starting guard, so I think that we're going to have an opportunity to go out in the late first round and pick up a guy to just plug in and play. I think the addition of Shaq Mason was a phenomenal one, really a fleece of the New England Patriots. I don't know how you acquire a guard like Shaq Mason for a 5th round pick. That's just me. And then taking a look at this defense, so there is a need right here at the second edge rusher position. And it's not your typical edge position here in a 3-4 defense, so I think we're looking for just a bigger guy, and that's exactly what Vita Vea and William Golston are. So I think we'll have an opportunity here to get another guy. Also taking a look here at the edge rushers, our real edge rushers here at linebacker, you're going to have Joe Tryon-Shoyinka and Shaquille Barrett. So really, I just think that this part of the defensive line could use some help. Maybe if we could get another guy in the rotation. Anthony Nelson's not anything special, but I think he's decent for a rotational guy. Then taking a look at the secondary, I think them bringing back, the 3 starting corners that they have in Jamel Dean, Carlton Davis, and Sean Murphy-Bunting, I think that's huge. I don't think that Murphy-Bunting is anything standout, but he's going to get the job done. So I just think that our secondary right now, looking at the way it is, I don't think there's anything we have to worry about. So we're going to be in a good position here to draft by best player available. So I'm going to, stop yapping now, and we're going to get straight into this draft. Buccaneers currently stand at number 27 in this year's draft. I will not be trading up or down. We're going to stick and pick. And in our 3-round mock drafts, we have 3 picks here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what do we want to do here with our first pick? Wow. Treylon Burks is still here. Can you imagine? You would have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Russell Gage, and then Treylon Burks. That would be something. Now, right here, if someone else is doing a mock draft and they're in the same position as I am and Treylon Burks is here and they take him, I have no issues with that. But like I said, we made a huge emphasis that there is a glaring need at guard right now, and Zion Johnson is still here at pick number 27. So I think this is a no-brainer pick. Now, some of you guys might think that Kenyon Green is the better guard, and personally, I agree with that. But we're just going to follow the board right here that PFF has provided us. The way that they value players is different from how it typically is. But we're just going to try something different because typically we're not on PFF's mock draft simulator. We are on the draft network, but we had to try something new here today. So Zion Johnson, and really Zion Johnson, Kenyon Green, I like both of these guys as prospects. I think that these are the 2 best guards in the entire draft. So really, I have no issue with taking either of them. But the bottom line is that you get a very good player at a very good value, and he's going to fill a need. This is a win-win-win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if they can get one of the 2 guards there at 27 without any maneuvering need to be done. Taking a look here. Interesting. So, Marvin Liao, this is a very intriguing one because I feel like he could definitely play that role right here where Benning Potoa'ea is. I know I butchered that name very, very badly, but it's okay. We're going to move on. Um, yeah, I think that DeMarvin Liao could definitely fill in that spot right here. Have him play next to Vita Vea, and DeMarvin Liao himself is a pressure machine, and he's going to be able to create a lot of disruption up the middle, which is a quarterback's worst nightmare, by the way. Um, I wouldn't say he's like Aaron Donald, but I'm going to say that he's a productive pass rusher for a guy who's playing in the interior. Guys that come to mind when I think of that, like Javon Hargrave for the Eagles. I'm also thinking of Grady Jarrett for the Falcons. The list goes on, even like Chris Jones. So I don't know if DeMarvin Leal is at that level. I believe that he's going to go in the second round. I have him rated as a first round talent this year. But for me, I just think that this is too much value. Um, and again, fills a need. So DeMarvin Leal right here in the second round. Every time I take him using PFF's mock draft simulator, I don't typically get a good grade at the end, but that's just their opinion. And this is a guy that I'm very high on, so I see no issues here. Um, this is an interesting one. I mean, we take Carson Strong here, and then him and Kyle Trask can compete later on, but I don't think that's worth it. You invested a second round pick into Kyle Trask. You're looking for him to be the future at some point. We talked about the possibility of drafting a running back. Damian Pierce is here at 91. I really wouldn't mind taking him in this spot. Khalil Shakir is another intriguing one. I mean, do we do that? Because I've heard talks where it's like, okay, it's possible that the Buccaneers can take another wide receiver, and it's always left a big question mark in my head because I feel like, I mean, like Tyler Johnson's nothing crazy. I just feel like he has a lot of untapped potential still within him. Even Scotty Miller, I mean, he just hasn't seen the field when I thought he'd see the field more. So I don't know. I just feel like wide receiver is not out of the realm of possibility, especially in this year's draft. It shouldn't be ruled out for any team, regardless of how many receivers you have. This draft is loaded with talented wide receivers. Um, wow. What do we want to do here? This is very interesting because we're in a spot right now where it's like you just take the best player who you think is still on the board. All right, so I think this is going to be my controversial pick. This is the one where I could possibly get flamed, but we're going to take Damian Pierce out of Florida. If I'm being completely honest with you, I've given up on Keyshawn Vaughn, and I'm sure that the Buccaneers haven't. But all right, so we're just getting B's across the board. We get an overall draft grade of B. I think to say that Zion Johnson is a B pick, I think that is a bit absurd. I think he's going to end up being one of the better players when we look back at this year's draft class. The guards are not being mocked as high as I think they should be, and myself included. When I mock the guards, they usually go in the later half of the first round, but I think those guys are going to end up being some of the better ones in this year's draft class. I mean, these are just really two solid um, draft prospects at guard in Zion Johnson and Kenyon Green. I really like the skill set that they're going to bring to whatever team they're drafted to. You just want to talk about athleticism and the ability to get to the second level. I think that's a trait that is going very under the radar for these two guys. I wouldn't be shocked if they go higher than a lot of the mock drafts say they will, though. DeMarvin Leal, like I said, he's going to benefit greatly by playing with this defensive line. And again, his biggest strength being able to create pressure. And yes, he is a little undersized for a defensive tackle or an interior player, but actually, I think this 3-4 scheme, now that I really think about it, could actually be really beneficial to him. And then Damian Pierce, like I said, you don't really need him, but I would rather have him than Keyshawn Vaughn. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Consider subscribing. We are on the road to 300, and I'll see you guys later.